Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that, well, it touches all of our lives, really. Jobs.
Work.
Yeah. Whether you're happily employed, maybe you're actively searching, or just, thinking about your career path, we're diving into how we talk about it all in English.
And the aim today is really to pull out useful bits, practical phrases.
Exactly, those aha moments, but without it feeling like, homework.
Definitely not homework. We've looked through some interesting stuff, and we want to make talking about your work life in English feel, well, easier, more natural.
Less of a hurdle.
Yeah, from those first tentative steps into work, right up to thinking about your ultimate career goals.
Okay, so here's the plan. First, we'll look at just general job talk, then get into some key vocabulary.
Useful phrases, yeah.
And then job interviews in English, some tips there. Workplace culture, dream jobs.
And a little role play, too, just to see it in action.
Right. So if you're prepping for an interview or maybe just curious about work culture in English-speaking places or, just want to expand your vocab.
You're in the right place. We're hoping for those insights that make you go, oh, okay, that's how you say it, or that makes sense.
All right. Let's get started then. Part 1, general job talk. And probably the best place to start is that big question, what was your first job?
The first job. It's funny what you learn, isn't it? Sometimes things you don't even appreciate until, years later.
Totally. It really lays the groundwork. So looking at our sources, Rina, her first job, part-time cashier. In a bookstore, she was 18.
Right. Classic first job scenario for many.
And she talked about, learning to talk to customers, handle money. That's a big one.
Oh, yeah. Universal skill.
And just being on time. Punctuality. Sounds like a real sort of crash course in the working world.
It really does. And it shows how even those maybe seemingly simple jobs, they teach you fundamental stuff. Talking to people, being reliable, managing things.
Yeah, the basics. They stick with you.
They're cornerstones, really, for almost any job later on.
Then there was Alex. His first job was teaching kids chess.
Chess. Now that's interesting.
Right. Bit of a curveball. Not your usual Saturday job.
No. But it just shows the variety, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you think, teaching chess, that must build patience, strategic thinking.
Explaining complex things simply.
Exactly. All incredibly useful skills, whatever you end up doing.
So, for you listening right now, just take a moment, think back. What was your first proper job? Or maybe, what job are you aiming for now?
What stands out from that experience? Or what skills do you think you'd need?
Yeah, what were the key lessons?
Because thinking about it and then being able to talk about it in English, your past jobs, your future plans, well, that opens doors.
Definitely. In interviews, networking, even just chatting with people.
Which leads us nicely into part 2.
All right.
Useful vocabulary and phrases.
Yes. Let's get you equipped with some practical English tools for this.
Think of these as like your essential toolkit for talking work. Having them ready makes a big difference, confidence-wise, too.
Okay, so from our sources, some really practical ones. First up, I work as a...
Simple.
Yep.
I work as a teacher, I work as a graphic designer, whatever it is.
Straightforward, direct.
The most common way, really.
Then another really useful one, if you're looking, I'm looking for a job in, and then the field.
Right. I'm looking for a job in marketing or hospitality.
Perfect for networking or just letting people know what you're after.
Signals your focus area clearly.
And lastly, this one's quite helpful. A polite way to say you're, unemployed at the moment. I'm between jobs right now.
Yes, between jobs. It sounds much smoother, more professional.
Yeah, less abrupt, maybe.
Exactly. It focuses on the transition, Suggests you're actively looking for the next thing. It can actually invite conversation about what you want to do next.
Good point. And just a quick reminder for everyone, we'll put all these phrases in the description so you can grab them easily later.
Handy reference.
Okay, let's move on. Part 3, job interviews, tips and tricks.
The job interview. Can be stressful, right? Even for native speakers.
Definitely. So doing it in English adds, another layer of pressure. Totally understandable.
But here's the thing, maybe the secret. A lot of interview questions. They're pretty common. Predictable, even.
That's such a key insight from the sources. Predictable is good.
It really is, because it means you can actually prepare. You can anticipate what's coming and feel, hopefully, a bit more confident.
Right. Let's tackle a couple of the big ones. Maybe you can be the interviewer for a sec.
Okay, sure. Fire away. What's first?
The classic opener. Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Right. Okay, so for this one, keep it concise, keep it relevant to the job. and sound confident.
So not your life story.
Definitely not. Think like, okay, I have a degree in X, I've got Y years in this area. In my last job at company Z, I did A, B, and C, something like that.
Mentioning achievements, maybe.
Yes, briefly. And then maybe link it to this job. What excites me about this role is, show you've thought about them.
That's a great structure. Background, experience, relevance, enthusiasm. Okay, listeners, pause for a second maybe. How would you answer that for a job you want?
Try saying it out loud. Seriously, it helps.
It really does. Gets it into your muscle memory almost. Makes it flow better when you're actually there.
Absolutely vital, that practice.
Okay, next interview staple. What are your strengths and weaknesses? The tricky one.
The tightrope walk, yeah. Honesty is important, but so is being strategic.
How so?
Well, for weaknesses, don't just say, I'm terrible at X. Frame it positively. Show self-awareness. Crucially, mention how you're working on it.
Right, like I used to struggle with public speaking, but I've taken a course I practice presenting to my team now, and I'm getting much more comfortable. Something like that.
Exactly. Shows initiative. And for strengths, don't just list words like organized or proactive. Give examples.
Back it up with evidence.
Yes. I'm adaptable, for instance. In my last project, when X happened, I did Y. Prove it. Show, don't just tell.
Got it. It's about showing growth and providing concrete examples. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Part 4. Workplace culture and dream jobs.
Yeah, the environment you work in. It's huge for job satisfaction, isn't it?
Totally, and it varies so much. Office, remote, out in the field.
Our sources mentioned this. Rina, for example, she worked from home and really liked the flexibility.
Makes sense. That autonomy is a big draw for many people now.
For sure. The whole remote work thing has really changed the landscape for workplace culture.
But then, on the flip side, Alex mentioned the good things about being in an office.
Right. The coffee breaks, the quick chats, team lunches, those spontaneous interactions.
Builds connection, maybe? Collaboration?
Yeah, that sense of team cohesion. It can be really important. So there are pros and cons to each. It really depends on the person and the job, I think.
It seems like it. Okay, now for some fun. Let's talk dream jobs.
Ooh, the magic wand question.
Exactly. If you could do anything, what would it be? Our sources had a couple of cool ideas.
They did. One was a travel writer.
Nice. Getting paid to explore and write about it sounds pretty good.
That mix of adventure and storytelling. Yeah, very appealing.
And the other one mentioned a talk show host.
Ah, yes. Talking to interesting people, asking questions, sharing stories.
Sounds vaguely familiar, doesn't it?
Huh? It does indeed. But it shows how our passions, what we genuinely enjoy, often point towards our ideal work, right? Connecting with people, sharing information.
Absolutely. So, for you listening, what's your dream job? Go on, say it out loud in English. What really excites you?
Don't be shy. What makes you think, yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Visualizing it, saying it in English. It's not just dreaming, it actually helps clarify your goals. Good practice, too.
Definitely good practice.
Okay, let's try and tie some of this together now. Part 5, role play a job interview scenario.
Right. A practical example. Let's see how some of these phrases and ideas work in a sort of mini interview.
Okay, so you'll be the hiring manager again.
Yep. Ready when you are. And you're the applicant, let's imagine.
Sure.
You're applying for a role involving communication skills.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready.
Welcome. Thanks for coming in today. So, looking at your application, can you tell me a bit more about why you want this particular job?
Yes. Well, thank you for having me. I've actually been following your company's work for a while, and I'm really interested in the way you mention something specific. I feel my background in helping people communicate effectively and my problem-solving skills would be a really good fit here. I'm eager to contribute.
Okay, good. And thinking about challenges, could you tell me about a time you faced a significant challenge in a previous role and how you handled it?
Sure. In my last position, we had a situation where briefly describe a challenge, e.g. a difficult client, a tight deadline. What I did was I initiated a meeting to clarify expectations, then I explained specific action, and the result was positive outcome. E.g. the client was happy, we met the deadline. It taught me the importance of proactive communication.
That's a great example. And based on what you know about our company culture, how do you think you'd fit in here?
Well, from what I've read and heard, you value collaboration and maybe innovation. I really thrive in team environments, and I enjoy bringing new ideas to the table, but also learning from others. I think my positive attitude and adaptability would fit well.
Excellent. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, actually. Could you tell me a bit more about the team I might be working with, and perhaps what a typical day looks like in this role?
Certainly. The team consists of brief description, and a typical day often involves brief description of tasks.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for your time today. We appreciate you coming in, and we'll be in touch about the next steps.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
And scene, so you see how that flows. Using examples, connecting back to the company.
Yeah, gives a good flavor of it. Okay, let's wrap things up. Part 6. Outro.
Right. As we finish up, we wanted to leave you with a really encouraging message, inspired by our sources. It's simple, but powerful. Don't give up.
Yeah. Finding a job, especially the right job, it can be tough. It takes time.
But every interview that doesn't work out,
Hmm.
it really is a step closer to, yes, it's all learning.
Absolutely. So keep learning, keep practicing your English, and importantly, believe in yourself.
The right job is out there for you.
We really hope this deep dive was helpful today.
Yeah, I hope you got something useful from it. If you did, maybe follow this show. Leave us a review.
Or share it with someone else who's navigating the job world.
And please, do share your dream jobs. We'd love to hear them. Comment section, social media, wherever.
Definitely. Let us know.
Okay, well, thank you for diving deep with us again.
Until next time, remember,
Keep it simple
keep it fun.
and keep learning English.
And one final thought to leave you with. Thinking about workplace culture again. What aspects are really important for your happiness and satisfaction at work? Is it flexibility, teamwork, opportunities to learn?
Knowing what truly matters to you can really help guide your career choices. Something to reflect on.